They brought us to this country as a labor force. We built a foundation and they hate us for it. They hate us for it. We built a foundation and they ain't pay us for it. They ain't pay us for it, but they gon' pay for it. Already prayed for it. Non-believers didn't pray for us. Non-believers didn't pray for us. We're black and we built a foundation. Stone by stone, generation to generation. Vultures said we had no culture. Them vultures got a Jay-Z poster. Them vultures got a lacy culture. Vultures eat what they didn't kill. Vultures sleep what they didn't build. They brought us to this country as a labor force. We built a foundation and they hate us for it. We built a foundation and they ain't pay us for it. They ain't pay for it, but they gon' pay for it. Already paid for it. Non-believers pray for it. Non-believers didn't pray for us. Non-believers didn't pray for us. We're black and we built a foundation. Stone by stone, generation to generation. Vultures said we had no culture. And vultures got a Jay-Z poster. Them vultures got a lacy poster.
Them to slavery as opposed to seeing it as, first of all, why do you believe the white man's history so much? I went to boarding school in Cameroon and I learned that one of the tactics that they used to get Africans in the slaves in the ships, they stole them literally. They would what's the word? They would come to the chief and say, hey, we just need a couple of men to work for this X amount of time, and those men would never come back. I mean, there were so many different sneaky ways that they got people away. Do you think Africans were proud to?
Okay, so
I would have sold everybody.
I would like to say something as well.
Wait, hold on. Go ahead, Rashad.
You have the women of Dahomey. They were doing, I think it was 75% of slaves that came through the transatlantic slave trade came straight through there. Matter of fact, they had, if I remember right, they had a tree. They used to have their slaves walk around called the tree of forgetfulness because they didn't want, when them slaves died over there, their spirits to come back and haunt them. They were brutal with their tactics, cutting jaws off, killing.
What are your sources? Where is this from?
Google. Zora Neale Hurston. Zora Neale Hurston is one of the greatest.
I have never heard that in my life.
Okay.
The effort of Black Americans, that it was because of maybe their sacrifice that Africans were able to come to America, and I disagree with that. I disagree because Black Americans, just as my brother here, Ovie, stated, they did not participate in my effort to come into America. The same experience they had, we have same experience. They were our brothers. They were kidnapped. We did not sell our brothers. We never sold them to anybody. We were kidnapped, and they were lied to. Their descendants were lied to that they were sold. No.
Number two, none of us were there during the days of slavery. So whatever story they have taught us, we don't sold it, that your brother sold you. I wasn't there, you weren't there, so we don't even know what truth there is. And even if it's the truth, how many years ago have it been? Some of you have forgiven the white man, but you refuse to forgive your so-called brothers who sold you to the white man. I don't believe that story because I wasn't there. Number two, none of us were there during the days of slavery. So whatever story they have taught us, we don't sold it, that your brother sold you. I wasn't there, you weren't there, so we don't even know what
No.
And even if it's the truth, how many years ago have it been? Some of you have forgiven the white man, and you refuse to forgive your so-called brothers who sold you to the white man.
A few moments later.
Told you, man, those disgusting tethers will deny an obvious history. And as you can see last night, You see how they believe? They believe they had no hand or very little influence of the slave trade. And you can see by last night, going over Queen Nzinga, you can see Buddy's argument. His whole cult team that he created was showing him evidence, reading, these guys are scientific literate. You dig? They go with the evidence, the sources. They was reading it together, and he was just all in, like, oh, well, and and these are all Africans in Africa before an ethnogenesis. And he said, man, you know what? I'm going to rock with this woman, Queen Nzinga. I don't give a damn how evil she was. Screw all those innocent Africans that she killed and sold off to the Dutch. 13,000 per year. He's rocking with her. Screw the innocent. Here's your boy.
As somebody that traveled for about 13 years across the country, just debating, you know what I mean? Debating at a very top level. What do I do? Do you want me to give you my credentials? Yeah, this for y'all. This I know who y'all dealing with, man. My name is George Lee. I graduated high school in 2009. I got 2 master's degrees, a master's degree in human relations, a master's degree in adult and higher education. I got an undergraduate degree in African and African American studies.
Stop the cap. A few moments later.
I got 7 years of experience of being a debate coach. I got 3 years of experience being a director of a debate program. I was a professor at the University of Oklahoma where I taught diversity, equity, inclusion, social work courses, as well as traveling the country and probably beating on y'all favorite institutions' ass in debate.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
I hate this goddamn feature that they got right here, man. This picture and feature. What the fuck is that, man?
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm back. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blickety black, 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 I'm black, 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 y'all, and I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, cause I'm black.
Yeah, that's him right there. That's your boy, Weirdo Lee. He said 13 years in debating. Like, he's an expert debater. He's pretty much telling you. Okay. And he has expertise in dominating FBAs in debates, if you let him tell it.
I'm just gonna set the timer right here. You know what I'm saying? Make sure we stick to the punctuality. You know what I mean? That way it's gonna go off the tracks right here. 5 minutes. So right here in this 5 minutes, man, all I must make is 3 arguments. Our first argument, which I've already went over, but he wasn't here yet. First argument is about birthright citizenship in this country, especially when it comes to the law, is structured by the Black American experience. From the Dred Scott decision that decided that the word citizen was never intended for people of African descent. That's very important. It's literally written within the code of law, but also talks about how Black people were never intended to be for the word citizen. What happened was, in the 14th Amendment was passed, the 14th Amendment overturn the Dred Scott decision that said that any individual that's naturalized in America is what they call a birthright citizen. My point to you and all the rest of the FBA gangsters is that when we start talking about birthright citizenship in this country, it is always already about Black people. Right now, they're talking about it in conversation to immigration. What we know as individuals that understand the law is that the law sets precedents. If you're able to overturn a particular law, that law and what precedent it sets also becomes overturned. So when we start talking about Donald Trump being able to sign over an initiative to overturn birthright citizenship, my argument is that is going to have an impact on the political, social, economic reality of Black people, because that particular law is what literally birthed our citizenship into faction. Number 2 argument is that even if you believe that you don't care about, you feel me, the Black immigrants, the Haitians, you feel me, the Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans, even if you say you don't care about them, right? We know that them are always in proximity to us and how we live. We know that whether you live in LA, Houston, New York, Chicago, Miami, Black communities are always in proximity to the immigrant communities. My argument is that we understand this, and it's the reason why it's important, is that these policing and the surveillance and the targeting always spills over into the Black community. Always spills over into the Black community. So while there are surveillance in, you feel me, the Dominican community or surveillance in the Haitian community, that surveillance also has an impact on how we live in proximity to who they surveillance and who they targeting. That is two reasons why I'm telling you for sure. And when win this argument, win this debate single-handedly, is that these is the reasons why Black people should also care about what's going on, specifically when it comes to birthright citizenship and when it comes to mass deportation. The third thing is, to me, the most obvious thing, and the reason why I know, buddy, is like, when you respond, make sure you respond to the three arguments I'm saying, you feel me? Because you want me to go first, I mean, you're definitely ready to respond. So the whataboutisms ain't gonna get you nowhere in this argument. You see what I'm saying? The third reason, when Donald Trump talks about deporting the enemy within, when he talks about starting next with the homegrown criminals, everybody in the foundation of Black Americans, can y'all acknowledge to me, right, that the people that are most likely to find themselves criminal, Black people, the most people to find.
Yeah, but you're speaking out of context. Homegrown. Okay, so the entire context is about immigration. Now, he claims that he was a debate coach, 13 years. He got experiences. He's known for destroying FBAs and debates. Bro, the context. Don't forget the context. Homegrown criminals. He's speaking of immigration.
Find themselves convicted as a punishment of crime. Black people. So when Donald Trump says that he's going to start now with the enemy within, or go next, you feel me, with the homegrown criminals, why would our Black asses not think that we are not next in line? Showing you that when it.
Okay, so this is a tethered position. This is not a Foundation of Black American position. Oh, we are not interested, least likely, motivated, gaslit. When Donald Trump is President Donald Trump is addressing immigration, again, this isn't any immigrants. These are immigrants who do not have a right to be here. So not just any immigrants, illegal immigrants, but, you know, tethers, they do lie and they mix it all up for fear tactics, not working.
It comes to deportation, birthright citizenship, or even the policing, Black people should care about this. You see what I'm saying? Right now, this is when I pop my shit a little bit. I already do this. You feel me? Right now, I got 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Now, I just want to point out the reason why this man about to get his ass intellectually busted on is because he came to my comments, came to my mentions, you feel me, and started doing all this woofing. And what I know is that anytime when the FBA dudes throw a little pepper with my shit, I come and none of them come. You feel me? Where y'all at? See this dude right here? He don't even want to show his face. he don't even want to show his face for this ass whipping. He don't even want you to hear him because he know that when he go back to the FBA gang and say, God damn, you let little old Lily whoop your ass like that, you're gonna be like, hey man, it wasn't me. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about I'm such a monster to these dudes, they don't even want to show their face with me. You feel me? They don't want to show their face with me. Hey, these white folks got something called the NATO agreement, the North Atlantic Trade Agreement, right? It's about how white European countries, along with Canada and America, are able to engage in international relations that acknowledges their kinship, that allows them to fuck over African nations and Black Americans. So when he says that we only should focus on ourselves, think about how white Europeans, when Russia fucking over Ukrainians, they made sure the Ukrainians came over here. You feel me? When white South Africans fucked up in South Africa, white folks make sure they can come in here. So this show you that Pan-Africanism is always already a thing. And then these dudes right here, the FBA dudes, they have to either A, say they believe what the foundational founding fathers believe in, or acknowledge the founding fathers never intended for their Black ass to be a part of the foundation, just like those justices did for a Dred Scott decision when it came to citizenship. My time.
That was pretty thoughtful of you, bro. Let's address birthright citizenship. Birthright citizenship. The Dred Scott case. I believe that was of the slave who lived in a free state and he argued, why am I not a free man if I'm living in a free state? And I believe the judge struck that down, and he was not granted his citizenship. That was later ratified in the actual Civil Rights Act that they passed. So, correct, we were not granted our citizenship. We were not granted rights or anything like that up until the point that it was ratified through the Civil Rights Act. So you're correct on that. But I also might address that birthright citizenship was for descendants of slaves. That wasn't for people who were coming to America for tourism, whether that was just traveling, whatever it may be. There was a loophole that was created to where anybody who came to America now could claim birthright citizenship as long as they had a child on U.S. soil. So hypothetically speaking, we could have somebody who could be a terrorist in another country, somehow get through customs, immigration, make it into our soil, have a child here, and then all of a sudden that child has citizenship, but that parent doesn't. And that parent could easily move back to their homeland, but yet their child now has dual citizenship. But we can't go to any other country and do that, where Americans have children abroad, and all of a sudden.
So already I see two different arguments. I let them finish, but prematurely looking in, it's about to be apples and oranges. I see it already, I think.
Our children are granted birthright citizenship. That's not even a thing. So I just think that's not, it hasn't benefited Black Americans. It does. I don't think it needs to be revoked, but it does need to be revised. It needs to be specific language in that specific amendment, because it was for foundational Black Americans. It was for people who were direct descendants of slaves. It was not for people who wanted to come from Asia, Europe, South America.
Okay, so now that could be the debate, because I'm trying to see where they differ at, because the FBA brother who's talking now said he don't want it to be revoked. He's not even against it. He says it should be tightened up where he feel like it's being abused and it's being exploited. So right now, this is where they can debate at. Who was it originally for? I'm just trying to see where the debate really is before the apples and oranges, because I know this guy right here is retarded, this Weirdo Lee guy. So I want to make sure they really are probably going to disagree with who was it originally for. Let's see if Weirdo Lee agrees with that.
Africa, it wasn't for none of that. So I do agree with you that birthright citizenship did give us our rights, which we did not have, but also there's a loophole there that has been exploited by damn near every other demographic, and it's not benefiting us in no way. So I actually hope that does get challenged in the court. Secondly, your second argument was immigration. You mentioned that, most of us live in inner cities, somewhere like Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, whatever you want to consider most of our major cities. And yes, there is a lot of foundational Black Americans who for the longest have occupied those cities. And look at what they look like now. Look at Los Angeles right now. Los Angeles is a sanctuary city. You go to Los Angeles, Black people are outnumbered to Hispanics, 10-1, 10-2. The Asian population is growing. There's more Arabs coming over here. There's a bunch of people that's coming over here to America that is displacing Black Americans, foundational Black Americans at that. So this whole idea of immigration and how it doesn't impact us, I would argue that it directly impacts us. And not only that, you say that immigration is a Black American problem. I don't really believe it is. I believe it's a problem for Black America, but it's not a problem that we should be fighting for directly. And if you look at every immigration act that's been made in the United States, not one of them, not literally even one of them, have anything to do with Black Americans. From the first immigrants that came over around the 1820s, which was the Irish and all of those. And then later on, there was more people who came from the same area. But I think it was more South, like Italians and the Spaniards and all of them, into modern day, which was post-civil rights. And that was the Asians, the Africans, the Hispanics. They've been coming to take over, bro. And I got every single immigration act that was ever even drafted, and not one of them mentioned anything about Black Americans. Not one of them was created for Black Americans. Not one of them addressed anything that has to do with Black Americans. Keep me updated on the time, by the way.
20 seconds.
Bet. From 2021 to 2024, there was approximately 2.4 million immigrants coming in per year under Biden administration, which was over 8 million immigrants that came into America, whether that's legally or illegally, in America over the last 3 years. And you tell me that doesn't affect Black Americans? I don't know. But I'll stop right there.
So why don't, I mean, it looks like they're on Zoom. I don't know what they are. But why don't he just show the time or hold his phone up to the camera? Because he got a clear advantage. He's looking at the time as he's going. I'm talking about Weirdo Lee. But when he debates his opponent, he has no idea of the time, and he just, you know, if you see the time, you'll speed up, or you might not. You might skip a bullet point to get to a more important bullet point. These are things I'm noticing. That's already an advantage. But again, this guy Weirdo Lee, he only accepts invitations. He only gives invitations. He does not accept them like most weirdos.
Just hit my time.
Yeah, I only need a second speech right here. And you know what I'm saying? We starting right here, man.
Yep. Go ahead.
For y'all that's watching this, what should have became obvious to y'all is that when people allocate their time to certain shit, it tell you what they care about. This man and what he showed right here, most of FBA, they care more about opposing other Black people in this country than they caring about their own people. Now, it's a reason why I said I only make.
Now, family, he's gaslighting. First of all, there is no other Black people in America. So you're already giving the guy a straw man. You're making him believe that there's other Black people outside of Black Americans. Okay, this is not how you debate. This is a bad faith position. You should ask the guy first, and but it's even still, you don't tell somebody what they're doing. Just present your argument, because I'm sure he feel like you misrepresenting him and his argument. Okay, but there are no other Black people in America. There are no other Black people in the world. The only Black people are foundational Black Americans, sir.
Made 3 arguments.
Yep, go ahead.
For y'all that's watching this, what should have became obvious to y'all is that when people allocate their time to certain shit, it tell you what they care about. This man and what he showed right here, most of FBA, they care more about opposing other Black people in this country than they caring about their own people. Now, it's a reason why I said I only made 3 arguments. The third argument I made should have been the first argument he got to that he didn't get to at all. Now, I know he lost. Now, when I told y'all that Donald Trump said he's going to start deporting the enemy within, he's going to start with the homegrown criminals. It's the reason why Mr. FBA didn't touch that, because not only did he know if he would have, it was going to be an instant loss in this debate. It also showed y'all that they care more about opposing Black people in diaspora than they care about really loving Black people in this country. Now, he started making some claims about how the 14th Amendment was a Civil Rights Act. Come on, man. The Civil Rights Acts came in the 1950s at the earliest. The 14th Amendment came from the late 1800s, 1865. So it showed you that I don't know what part of the library FBA is in, but they're on the wrong side. You feel me? Second argument he made. So you point out there are loopholes, and that the 14th Amendment was supposed to only be made for Black foundational Americans, but you're forgetting about something that's very important to American law, the concept of equal protection under law. Now, this whole idea that the FBA has about we should only care about foundational Black Americans and this, that, and the other, for y'all, that's why.
So I said, let me pull up this quote that he keep referencing. This is what I would do, and this how easy guys are to beat him up. Based on his public statements, particularly around late 2024 and September 2025. So I would ask him, which he already said, I would have had him double down on who's the enemy within. Okay, Donald Trump has used the term the enemy within to describe a range of domestic political opponents. He's speaking about liberals who's actually on the microphone, who he believes can derail what he's doing politically. Okay, critics and individuals he views as undermining the United States. So these are people in the political realm, right? Yeah, this guy. It's just stupid. You don't want to debate and somebody just can Google in 3 seconds and crumble your argument. But he's a 13-year traveling debater. Sure.
Watch him give you a history lesson. Ellis Island is a part of New York City where it is championed in our classrooms because the Europeans believe the other Europeans always already have the right to come here, you feel me, and literally benefit from the American dream. Now recognize that when Donald Trump...
Okay, now he said some dumbness. Yeah, I know. I talk about studying the history of immigration. Well, let's listen to this fool.
Classrooms because the Europeans believe the other Europeans always already have the right to come here, you feel me?
That's called immigration laws, fool. Yeah, they always were part of him. That's what he's trying to teach you, dumbass. That there is no thought of an influx of Africans, Caribbeans coming to America when the country was all about immigrating immigrants, but not immigrating European immigrants, but not even all European immigrants. Nope, just Northern and Western. They use quotas for this Southern and Eastern Europeans. This guy's light work.
And literally benefit from the American dream. Now recognize that when Donald Trump or FBA start talking about people not being born here, they ain't never talking about the Ukrainians. They ain't talking about them Italians. They ain't talking about them Germans. They usually had that type of nastiness towards somebody that looked like them. And what I know is that if you line up a Black American, a Haitian, a Nigerian, a Somalian, and you say, hey, so you think white supremacy is going to treat y'all different because your ethnicity, your national identity? No. No. Burkina Faso, or if you're in America, it don't matter. You don't get to control your resources. So what does it mean for you to say, I'm a foundational Black American? It don't mean shit. It don't mean nothing, especially when he's already agreed to me that the two laws about birthright citizenship is structured by the Black experience. There's no way for him to win this argument. No way for him to win this debate. Get into this right here, right? Settlers.
Now, that's another poor tactic. Now he claims to be an experienced 13-year debater. Who sits there like you're a debater, my guy? You're not the judge. Okay, who sits there and keeps saying you lost? Hey, I'm gonna win. You lost. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. You lost. That's not the position of a winner, of somebody who got the superior argument, bro. You're trying to frame it to your audience. You're trying to make them feel comfortable and to just trust your judgment. Like the debate just started. They're trying to see what you guys disagree on, who's telling the truth. They're in that stage right now. But by you keep saying he lost, that's giving them a sense of, okay, well, let's trust Weirdo Lee. Okay, we don't know who's winning right now, but he must be right when he keeps saying the guy lost. So we're going to just favor Weirdo Lee right now. This is weak.
White settlers are always able to come to America and benefit from birthright citizenship. It's the reason why Melania Trump and all of the foreign women that the Republicans always, married to, they never had an energy with. This also brings on the point. How come you FBA guys never had this energy towards the white supremacists? How come on Twitter it seems like
now is this debating right now? But he's a 13-year professional who's highly skilled at debunking FBAs. This is not debating right now. Hey, how about you FBA? So you're speaking to an anonymous group of people, millions of them, 43 million of them, and they all just believe the same thing. They all have the same position, according to him. This is a straw man. This guy is horrible. But in his mind, he's the truth. He's the truth. He's always winning. He's undefeated.
FBA has more smoke for people within diaspora or people that y'all see as tethers. How come I got more smoke for them?
Okay, so now how can he measure that? How can he sit there and measure that FBA's got more smoke for tethers, as he said, than white supremacists, the white tea supremacists? How does he measure that? I will ask that. How do you measure that we have more smoke? And then it got to be some, because of relevancy. He got to say relevancy. So you say, okay, yeah, because right now you are the main ones disrespecting us. Historically, and just yesterday was the white tea man. But as more recent, it's been you. So we're defending ourselves from you attacking us.
Them than y'all got for the actual white supremacists. Is it the tethers locking up niggas? No. Is it the tethers making sure niggas get, lack of access to education? No. Is it the tethers making?
And guess what? It ain't the Asians either. It ain't the Latinos either. But when you are used as a pawn for your own vice against us, you don't have to lock us up only. I mean, people can be an enemy to us without locking us up. Straw man right here. Straw man. But this is a 13-year professional debater.
Making sure that we don't get access to healthcare? No. But for somehow, if you listen to FBA, you would swear up and down that we should be blaming the immigrant from Barbados. You feel me? That's what we should have our beef with. That's what FBA had y'all thinking. And that's how I know they lost.
See, he's talking to his chat. He's trying to brainwash them. Okay. Why do we don't even blame? We're not blaming Caribbean people or Africans for something. We're holding
the sauce. That's why I know.
We're holding certain individuals accountable, and we're holding certain actions, or we're demonizing certain actions.
You feel me? That's what we should have our beef with. That's what FBA had y'all thinking. And that's how I know they lost in the sauce. That's why I know, man. When it comes to Pan-Africanism or the African diaspora, the reason I know it matters something is because NATO is the agreement that white folks have amongst themselves to make sure they always got each other's back. Niggas like FBA.
Oh, he stuck up for the brick lady. Thank you, Sports Sitcoms TV. Thank you. Okay. So he just always on the wrong side of history. I got it. Conscious Fleroy made a whole damn TikTok post about me calling him a tether, and that was before he has proven to be a tether. Damn. So where is he actually from? What country? Because a lot of guys be cosplaying because they don't understand. Just because you're first gen, second gen, and you're checking the Black African American box, that doesn't make you ethnically a foundation Black American. They don't get that until they call in over here and they realize they're not Black at all. Zero. Okay, so none of these guys were able to prove they were Black over here. When we get to that discussion, they leave here knowing they're not Black. Yeah, but what country is he from? Where's his parents from? Is it one parent, two parents? What's going on with this guy?
I believe they are manufactured by the FBI or the CIA. That's why they say FBA, because it's like FBI, right? They love to manufacture division and dissent amongst our communities. It's the reason why Malcolm X and Kwame Nkrumah and Fidel Castro was literally wiped out by people that look.
Did this guy say FBA sounds like FBI? All right, well, Weirdo Lee sounds like Bruce Leroy. Like that's dumb logic. Come on, dude.
Look like us because you got individuals like this. I'm the most important slave person because my plantation in America.
Family, and this is debating. He said he was a debate coach. That's why I ran off his credentials. This dude is a goddamn liar. Look at this guy's credentials. What the hell? What kind of debate strategy is that?
You know, as somebody that traveled for about 13 years across the country, just debating, you know what I mean? Debating right. at a very top level. What do I do? You want me to give you my credentials? Yeah, this for y'all. I know who y'all dealing with, man. My name is George Lee. I graduated high school in 2009. I got 2 master's degrees, a master's degree in human relations, a master's degree in adult and higher education. I got an undergraduate degree in African and African American studies.
Dr. Cap. A few moments later.
I got 7 years of experience of being a debate coach. I got 3 years of experience being a director of a debate program. I was a professor at the University of Oklahoma where I taught diversity, equity, inclusion, social work courses, as well as traveling the country and probably beating on y'all favorite institutions' ass in debate.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Hey, yo, this dude is, I don't believe none of that. I'm sorry. I'm going to give him the Umar treatment. I don't believe none of that. And I don't believe it based upon, and I will never step out like that to say I don't believe something and then be easily debunked later by their credentials. But I don't believe that based on the way he debates, based on his lack of articulation. Nothing out of his mouth sounds like a college educated man. Nothing. So that's why I don't believe none of that. Hey man, if this is a college graduate double master, then I'ma finally agree that college is bullshit. You take, because I don't believe it's bullshit. But if he's a college graduate, yeah, I might be flipping over and say college is bullshit because, like I said, this guy, look at this guy, he's beating. What? Who debates like this?
Fidel Castro was literally wiped out by people that look like us because you got individuals like this. I'm the most important slave person because my plantation in America. I'm the most important.
Bruh, there's no way you could debate like that. No way. Nowhere in this earth you could debate like, yo, this is not debating, okay? This is comedy. Yeah, if I'm a judge, yeah, I'm like, you lost. I don't give a damn what your argument is. Again, straw man. Yo, listen, when you're debating, you're supposed to hear your opponent's argument and respond or debunk, respond to it, debunk it, whatever. You don't give him positions, you FBAs. You're speaking to other people outside of him. That's FBAs is plural. He's a singular guy. This guy, this is why he only send invites and do not accept them, because this behavior wouldn't be tolerated over here. And by the way, I don't do the whole 5 minutes you get to just rant and talk about whatever you want. No, over here, we have a dialogue. We're going to talk. So the minute you misrepresent me, I have the right to stop you, correct you, and educate you my position. And vice versa. If I say something that you believe is not representing you correctly, you got the right to stop me and say, hey, that's not what I said. I said this. But the whole 5 minute and you just rant about nothing like this right here, nah, not over here.
Nigga, because my master was American. When I hear FBA, that's what I hear. A bunch of niggas identifying with a foundation that don't identify with them. Matter of fact, I'm a win any FBA nigga. The foundation of America is structured by anti-blackness. Education is elevation. This right here is it's a dub. It's a reason why this man want to put his face on the camera, because he knew that his face would be attached to his bad arguments he making. He didn't want to see that. You didn't want to see that. I respect you though for coming. You feel me? But disrespectfully, it's done. It's a dub. You feel me? You ain't even respond to it's like, I made 3 arguments. You conceded one of them. The other one you tried to disagree, and one of me and get to.
Bro, it's a debate. You got arguments. He got arguments. What do you mean? And this is another thing they do, family. I've been on people panels. They will act like I don't have arguments. I'll come onto their panel. Hey, address my arguments. Well, I'm going to present my own arguments, and we could address each other's arguments. No, address my argument. It's like, no, you're not going to be the only one throwing daggers or letting off shots. I'm going to let off shots, too. I'm not going to be just defending all the time. I'm letting off shots, too. We ain't playing chess where you're white and I'm the black side. Nah, we're both playing white and we're both playing black.
I ain't even saying I got 3 arguments. What's for you to get to them? You didn't even answer the arguments. The people watching this in debate, when you say you go in second and you're giving a rebuttal, you have to respond to your opponent's arguments. Not a bunch of whataboutisms. No.
Where we at in your time? Is it my turn?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the reason why I didn't address the third one is because I was trying to respect the time. You gave me 5 minutes, so I just wanted to shut it down there. But let's address that third argument about the idea of if the police are coming to the communities looking for immigrants, how that can directly impact Black Americans, and why we should be putting ourselves on the front line to shield any type of discrimination to any immigrant group, whether that's an African, whether that's a Latino, whether that's...
See, now what he should have did is make it clear illegal immigrants, because this Weirdo Lee got the brother. It looks like he got the brother arguing about just random immigrants who may have the right to be here. I will make that very clear. We're speaking about illegal immigrants, right? Okay. All right.
That's an Asian, whatever it may be. We shouldn't do that, first and foremost. As far as stop and frisk, that's already been a thing. We've been subjected to that. That's nothing new for us. As far as we've seen plenty of times when the police come to the hood, they come in there for one person, end up grabbing up everybody. That's not nothing new for us. We've been subjected to those type of conditions. So why will we now then directly put ourselves on the front line as even more of a target for people who are not even willing to do that for us?
People are not
just that. You also made an argument
legally
that
here, man.
The Civil Rights Act happened in 19 1970. That's factually incorrect. The first Civil Rights Act was in 1866. You
Right, and the second was like 1954.
Are you following me? Because you said that there was no. Okay, just want to make sure we're there. And what that did was that granted citizenship to all people that was born in the United States, except the
Douglas
Native American
and the National Council Act,
and
something
also
like that.
the rights of all the new freely Black Americans after the Civil War. And it was the first federal law to define what U.S. citizenship was and give equal protection to all citizens. So you were incorrect when you said that the first Civil Rights Act happened in the 1900s. That's not when it happened. Secondly, I got every immigration act right here. The first one was in 1875. That's what banned Chinese people and women specifically from labor. The second one was in 1882, which is the Chinese Exclusion Act, had nothing to do with foundational Black Americans. The third one was in 1891, which created the Office of Immigration, which expanded some of the things in immigration. As
Now,
far as
family,
mental
all
illness.
of that, what he's doing in the background, these are antics. Laughing, closing eyes. That's his way to minimize and pretend to his audience that this guy arguments are either weak, doesn't make sense, or completely wrong. Okay, this guy is a jester. Like, yo, matter of fact, when you're not going, turn your screen off, your camera off. All right. This guy he's a joke.
Illness, things like that. And then the 20th century, that was in 1907, which further restricted immigration. And then you had Immigration Act of 1917, which created a literacy test for all immigrants that was trying to come into the United States. And it banned a lot of immigration.
88 people watching, 58 likes, 30 behind. Y'all know how to do. Come in the house and click that like button. Thank you.
From Asia in the Middle East. And then you got the Immigration Act of 1921.
Remember, I got a song called No Disrespect in My House. If you come to FBA News and Updates, you click the like button. That is the disrespect. Come on now. Everybody know better. Let's get on code.
Which capped immigration 3%, specifically which favored Western Europeans, which are immigrants. And then you got the Immigration Act of 1924. And that was for Anglo-Saxons, for white people, and it banned immigration from Asia. Again, to further your point you made about white Europeanism and how Pan-Europeanism, how they are very adamant about that, which I agree. And then you have the Immigration Act of 1952, which gave the government the right to deport immigrants that was linked to communism. So that directly impacted Asia. Again, had nothing to do with Black Americans. And then you have the Immigration Act in 1965, which is the Civil Rights Act. Now that significantly impacted Black Americans because what that did is that allowed everybody to start to come over to America, not only from Asia, Latin America, Africa, which directly impacts Black American economically, as far as our voting power. Look at the National Black Caucus right now. It's 44 out of 56 of them are non-FBA. So we talk about what immigration has done to Black Americans. It's crippled us in plenty of different areas. And that's not even including the crime that it brings to our cities. So when we're
and most importantly, jobs, employment. Like now we got this competitor who is not a competitor, but not just jobs, resources, because they also are categorized as people of color, minorities, and then later they became classified as, when that wasn't good enough, they were later classified as African American Black.
Talking about how it affects the Black community, of course it does. When you have the Venezuelans who moved directly into Chicago and was creating all type of just anarchy going on out there. And yes, it's going to have the feds, the local authority, the CIA into our communities because they're trying to get all these damn terrorists and all these people who got cases all abroad in our country. So yeah, I think that, we got big problems going on. And for Black Americans, I haven't even mentioned Black immigrants. You making this thing like this is about Black immigrants. We got a much bigger problem with white immigrants, Asian immigrants, Arab immigrants, Indian immigrants. That
no such thing as a Black immigrant as a contradiction. You can't be Black and also to immigrated over here. Black people have never immigrated to America. We are native to the United States of America. Right? Immigrants are from Africa, or dark-skinned melanated immigrants are from Africa, because you got to immigrate over here, or from the Caribbean or somewhere in South America where they have to immigrate over here. Okay, they got to cross the borders. Black is native to America. Okay, so there's no such thing as, you can't put those two words together, Black and immigrant. You can put Black American together, but you cannot put Black and immigrant. Say what they are. They come from the continent of Africa, right? Don't they come from the Caribbean? Right. So Caribbean immigrants, African immigrants. We're Black American citizens.
That are having way a bigger impact on the Black community versus Black immigrants. So this is not about anti-Blackness.
Yeah, that show.
Yeah,
we disagree on that. We disagree on that. I appreciate you giving me this historical lesson about your interpretation.
Family, we need the likes. The disrespect in the house. Hold on. Let me remind y'all. Family, no disrespect in the house. Like the video.
No disrespect in my house, 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 in my house.
Like the video.
None at all. Visitors should be thankful.
See how that works?
No disrespect.
All right, let's like the video. Disrespect in the house. And FBA News and Updates. Let's get on code and like the video. Thank you.
Interpretation of different immigration policies. In this debate, though, I made 3 specific arguments, and you giving me what this act did. And what the act did, it doesn't respond to me telling you that birthright citizen shapes a Black experience. You said you agree to that. You also agreeing to that we live in proximity to other, immigrant people. So you being like, well, we were already going through shopping frisk. That's not not unique. It's like that doesn't respond to the argument. You feel me? I appreciate you though. I don't think I don't think nothing you said in this last speech was responsive to what I said though. You feel me? You didn't even you took another 5 minutes and you never got to, we're gonna be deporting homegrown criminals next. Now we're gonna be starting with the enemy within.
I already showed what that meant. That was about Donald Trump political opposers, people into politics that had nothing to do with what he's framing it as. This guy is dumb. Okay.
My issue with FBA is that y'all never have the smoke for people that's really locking up and killing.
Gaslighting. And this ain't debating, bro. That's not debating. That's lecturing. That's gaslighting. He's not debating.
Only got it towards tethers, immigrants.
A few moments later.
Wait, why you put a quotation on immigrants? That's a real thing. You're supposed to put the quotation on tethers. But this guy's a double master college graduate, 13-year-old traveling debater. You don't put quotations on immigrants. Immigrants mean something that everybody knows they mean. You're supposed to put the quotation bunny ears on tethers.
Within. See, my issue with FBA is that y'all never have the smoke for people that's really locking up and killing niggas. Y'all only got it towards tethers.
Here you go, tethers. Okay, immigrants. Yeah, but not immigrants. You put it on tethers because that's a quote from us. Immigrants is not a quote from us. That's an actual real word.
You even acknowledging it's not the tethers that's making it where we locked up. The tethers and the Black immigrants, the white immigrants, that ain't the reason why they outlawing Black history.
They tethered on to Black history. They start to argue that Black history is about them as well. So no, you spoke too soon on that one. And we don't, our position isn't that you must lock us up for you to be an enemy. No, you can be an enemy different ways, and undermining and sabotaging is definitely a way to be an enemy to the lineage. FBA.
Happen to be an educator if you can't tell that, right? And what I know is that
wait, what?
The tethers and the black immigrants, the white immigrants, they ain't the reason why they outlawing black history. I just happen to be an educator if you can't tell that, right? And what I know is that when it comes to the law that is saying that it is illegal to talk about black history.
Yo, this guy said I just happen to be an educator. You can't. No, we can't tell that, my guy. What the hell are you talking about?
They outlawing black history. I just happen to be an educator if you can't tell that, right? And what I know is that when it comes to the law.
Yo, bro, you don't sound smart, bro. It doesn't come out the way you think it comes out.
I just happen to be an educator if you can't tell that, right? And what I know is that when it comes to the law that is saying that it is illegal to talk about black history, you got y'all, the whole FBA, that got the wrong enemy. You got the wrong enemy. And to me, your speech showed me that you so caught up in proving about immigration, you don't care about niggas being policed and being targeted by ICE. You don't care about that. Your literal response was, who cares? But we already being stopped and frisked. That's already been happening. It's like,
no, our response is justice must be served. That's our response to illegal immigrants being targeted by ICE. I'm not gonna let you frame it to legal immigrants. Illegal immigrants are definitely being targeted by ICE like they should, as they should. They're on the wanted list, okay? And they should be picked up.
What are you talking about? So it showed to me that y'all really care more, you feel me, about opposing other people than you is your own people in the community. Hey, right now, currently, black women have
hey, bro, saying black means nothing to us, bro. It don't hit the way you think it's hitting. We know that a lot of you tethers are classified as black and African Americans, so that's why we're asking for disaggregated data. So when you read something that says black women, black men, that could just be tethers, my guy. That don't really tell us anything about foundational black Americans. So you're wasting time reading black stats, which we know you guys are in those stats, and you might be representing the negative of those stats. So yeah, nothing you're saying hits, because when you read black stats and they're bad, I'm thinking tethers.
highest mortality rate when it comes to giving birth. But tethers though. Come on, man. Like to me, it's just like
wait, what the hell you just say?
People, then you is your own people in the community. Hey, right now, currently, black women have the highest mortality rate when it comes to giving birth.
What?
But
how I gotta do with the debate? Yo, this dude is no, we cannot tell you're educated, my guy. We can't. You're coming off a guy who did 13 years in prison, and you became a plebiscite babbler in there. That's the energy you're really giving.
Come on, man. Like to me, it's just start to become like, forget the ego part, right? Forget even the debate part. It's like it's like humanity. Just humanity, even if you don't care about the other people humanity, your own people humanity. So you care more about opposing people outside of your community and you care about people advocating inside the community.
Okay,
right
that's
now,
called
see, there's
framing.
also on the
We're
side.
opposing people. What do you mean, bro? We're not opposing nobody, man. What's wrong with you, bro? We have a standard, we have an argument, and we have concerns. All right, we'll do that.
Happening on not only different foundational black museums, foundational black curriculums, y'all beefing it with the immigrants. The same immigrants that's being targeted in your community in New York.
They're being
LA,
targeted because they're in the country unauthorized. They're illegal. Okay, they're illegal immigrants. They're not just random immigrants that have a right to be here. They're illegal immigrants. We're not gonna let you keep saying immigrants. Well, your debater might, but not over here. They're illegal immigrants.
Miami, in Houston, in Dallas, in Chicago, it's gonna be the same reason why they now knocking at your door. If Supreme Court, Congress is telling Donald Trump, hey man, you can't deport American citizens, and Donald Trump saying he can, You don't think that apply to black people? So if we can acknowledge in this country that black people are disproportionately impacted politically, socially, economically, why don't you believe and understand that when it comes to being deported, especially starting with the enemy within and the homegrown criminals, you don't think that apply to black people? Just like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's the part right here too.
A few moments later.
If it is true what your FBA homie said, we already being shields for immigrants, huh? Right? And to get this, I made 3 arguments. 2 of the reasons that I said immigration is a black issue directly has to do with black people, black Americans. I made 2 arguments specifically, and both of those arguments impact black Americans. If birthright citizenship is always already tied to the black experience, I'm going to overturn that. That ain't got shit to do with immigrants. It got something to do with us. You feel me? If I'm telling you,
yeah, this guy retarded. He never said he said he don't want to revoke that. He said it got to tighten up. What are you talking about, man? This guy, yeah, I'm telling you, man, this guy ain't mentally there. And I'm the first to say it. Like I'd be first to say a lot of things on this channel. He's not mentally there, family. He's going to have a crash out moment like young Pharaoh, something like that. I think this guy's messing around with those hallucinogens.
then next he wants to start deporting the enemy within. That ain't got shit to do with immigrants. That start with us. And that's how I know y'all boys be so worked on opposing other people. Y'all deny yourself. What? It's like white supremacy taught you. White folks cut off their right foot to spite niggas. FBA, FBA cut the leg off of an FBA person just to be able to prove fuck them black immigrants over there. Go on Twitter right now. Go on Twitter right now and look at all the times y'all have seen FBA go at people on social media. They click up with the Confederate flag toting people. A lot of them align themselves with Trump. So how you got more smoke for a Bahamian, a Jamaican than you do the KKK? Y'all will literally link up politically and be like, yeah, but they who cares if they're the Ku Klux Klan? Who cares if they carry Confederate flags? I don't like immigrants and they don't like immigrants, so we should like what? Nigga, they don't like you. So you telling me is you don't like immigrants more than you love yourself? Because there's no way you're politically linking up with the ops, the KKK, to say fuck immigrants. And be clear, I made 3 arguments now.
Family,
3 arguments
he is
very clear.
horrible at framing. When did we say F immigrants? And he keeps saying immigrants. And his opponent won't let him specify that we're talking about illegal immigrants. And it ain't F them. We're saying you're here illegally. We're not going to stand in the way of justice. We are a justice or else people. And it's justice for them to be deported.
The first argument I made was about birthright citizenship and its relationship to black Americans. He agreed. Like, I only got to run 1 or 3 arguments to be able to prove that immigration is a black issue. My first argument he agreed with. That birthright citizenship, when we're talking about the 14th Amendment, we're talking about Dred Scott decision, is tied within the black experience. So at this point, what are we talking about? They want to make us a shield for other communities.
Hey, bro, man, what the hell they got to do with immigrants? How is that our problem? Yeah, you failed to explain how that's our problem, my guy.
Y'all learn, to me, it's like y'all learn so much from the white folks, and you want to mirror what the white folks doing so much, except for when it comes for looking at
gaslighting.
When they teach us about the Greeks or the Romans or the Spartans, they're doing it because they acknowledge white kinship. They see the value in always acknowledging their kinship.
To racial emotions. He's trying to gaslight people. Those who already hate white people for their reason, like he's appealing to that crowd, that Pan-African crowd, that DAFA crowd. You know DAFA, right? Anybody heard of DAFA? Yeah, let me see if y'all heard of DAFA. Where's my DAFA video? I'll get it in a second.
Amongst the European diaspora. You feel me? They don't teach us that we fucking Romans, but we learn their history though. They don't teach us to be Greeks, but we learn their history though. The great Malcolm X always asked the question, how can you hate the roots of the tree and not hate the tree? That's the question I would ask the FBA.
Yo, he's all over the place. What, bro, what roots are you talking about? What roots? What roots? Root work.
How can you hate everything that's not foundational Black American and not hate yourself?
Straw man, gaslighting. We never said we hate anything. Straw man, gaslighting, but he's a great debater though. Straw man, framing, gaslighting. Never said that. You got to respond to what he actually said, my guy, not what you heard before you started to debate, so-called debate. What you heard yesterday, you got to, or from somebody else, you got to debate what he is saying. He didn't say any of that.
For the great country of America and the red, white, and the blue is going to overcome your hate for anti-Blackness. Because I don't think that's going to happen. How it happened?
Bro, anti-Blackness is no such thing of anti-Blackness coming from a foundation Black American. We're the only Black people, okay? The people you're referring to are immigrants. They're from Africa, the Caribbean, or South America somewhere. And we're not anti them. We're really just about ourselves. That's it. That's why we're delineating. We're just about ourselves.
How it happened? Hey man, right now Donald Trump letting white South Africans come into this country because he feel like it is his duty to make sure his fellow person of European descent in this world does not go harm, and that do go harm does not happen without him trying to do something for it. It's like,
so what you gonna do about it?
Like literally, you know. I don't see the white folks arguing with each other about being Moorish, about being Hebrew, about being real Black American, about being real indigenous. But here we is, niggas having.
Hold on. So you don't see all these people arguing about Israel? Are you serious? Yo, you got to stop, bro. You got to stop. You don't see Charlie Kirk arguing with a whole bunch of white people on college campuses, so much so they deleted him. Bro, you got to stop. This is nowhere near. But as you see, arguing is normal. But white folks do it on a whole different level, bro. You don't see the whole thing with the Roe versus Wade thing. The abortion thing. Yes. No. They argue a lot. Okay. Second, NRA, Second Amendment. They argue a lot. You're bad. They argue a lot.
Identity crises are arguing with each other about our identities because we ain't got no better problems to worry about. We ain't got nothing else to worry about, man. Who give a fuck about healthcare? Who gives a fuck about education? We don't care about that. We don't care about accessibility and resources. You do know we ain't really Black though, right? We been here. We indigenous Americans. Sometimes I think like, oh, it used to be the Hebrew Israelites that made my ass itch. Now between the indigenous, you know what I'm saying, and the FBA, it's like, I don't know which one of y'all make my ass itch even more. The niggas that believe that you can't acknowledge that two things can be true at the same time. You can't acknowledge that there are Black Indians. Yes, this is people of African descent. But you saying that we was here first before white people, therefore we're all the real Indians, that's an empirically false claim.
Hey, bro, you're the one that can't concede that two things can be done at the same time. We are calling out white supremacists and we're calling out tethers. You see how that works? And yeah, white folks came here later, bro. There's people here already.
It ain't even smart. Well, my grandma told me we was Indian. So you think that all people in this country that's Black is really Indian? Because you read some diary in the 1500 that said that Indians had the same copper skin color. It's just, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? I'm a foundational Black American. We gotta stick to, man, listen, man. Like, if you love hip hop, there's no way for you to be real with yourself and not acknowledge
how much time does he have, man? He's like literally just rambling. God damn, my guy, you're rambling. Look at your face right there. Look at your face right there. Oh, I got to screenshot that. That's my thumbnail for the next video I do with him debating somebody. I need that one. That is perfect. That's exactly how he sounds right there. Just babbling. Oswald Bates. I had to save that one.
Caribbeans uniquely contributed to the birthing of hip hop. There's no way for you to take pride in Black American culture without acknowledging the African culture that it retained.
Oh shit. Bro, what's the topic again? Oh my God, I thought it was immigration. Yo, this guy, hip hop, white people, all this stuff. Yo, this dude is shots out.
Drums. Whether you love how to flow, there's no way for you to get from this. You see what I'm saying? But somehow, foundational Black Americans,
a few moments later,
Black Indians that believe that we're all from Turtle Island. Y'all want to like what did y'all learn about African shit that made it where y'all have such a demise and such a, you feel me, oppositional adversarial relationship to it? That's what I want to know. Like, you know, and then I'm talking about sound. They sound just like the white folks. They're literally, I can tell a lot of people in FBA, y'all watch Fox News. Y'all watch Fox News. Y'all watch Charlie Kirk. Y'all watch them. I know y'all watch them because y'all think being able to put their arguments in blackface make them clever. You think that if you take a white supremacist speaking points about the great replacement theory and immigrants and shit like that, it sounds clever all of a sudden. It don't. It's not only is it not clever, it's not responsible we're going through. I put the link down there for somehow, and the only person that came on, you know what I'm saying, is his. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about? You feel me? And what I say for him saying to Naza specifically, I do appreciate you coming on the live stream because you is the first out of 10,000 FBA niggas I done challenged to actually step up on there. I do think it speaks volumes though that you didn't want to show your face.
Gaslighting.
You feel me? Like you ain't wanna put your identity on. So to me, that was kind of weird. Second thing is that how come how come y'all don't never have any type of way to make your argument using like history? But he tried to give me I got every piece of immigration policy that came before me in X, Y, and Z. And it's like, yeah, you've already conceded that immigration is structured also by this birthright citizenship. You've already agreed to that. Do you have anything to disprove my argument? You don't. Huh, man. Like, man. Why won't you say where your people are from? My people from Bryan, Texas. I'm born and raised in Bryan, Texas. You feel me? I own land in Bryan, Texas. My parents.
They're talking about your lineage, my guy, not where you're from.
And my grandparents worked the land in Bryan, Texas. We were sold originally, you feel me, from North Carolina. I'm a proud descendant of enslaved African people. Proud descendant of enslaved African people that was birthed and born.
Hey, I'm trying to make sure I pay attention to the donations. Thank you, Back in Action. And he's been back in action a lot. Okay, he's #1 donor for sure. Thank you for the super chat. Actually, the Cash App. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, so the Cash App is there for those. But like the video. Now, how much time does this guy have? How much time does he has? Eternity?
Born and raised in Bryan, Texas, where my people work the land in Bryan, Texas. This how I know the FBA, sometimes y'all boys be devoid of critical thinking because y'all only got these little makeshift speaking points, and when they fall flat on his face, you don't have nothing else to say. Hold on, Nigel. We ain't gonna do that, Nigel. We ain't gonna do that. What you want to say?
All right, baby. There we go. So you mentioned, can you hear me, bro? Let me make sure you can hear me.
Hey, just
Yo, he had 20 minutes, yo.
real fast. Just real fast. Why you want to put your face on the camera, bro? Like right now, like
all right. So look. So that bothers you that much? That bothers you, yo? This guy. Yeah. So he's gonna force old boy to come onto camera. That bothers you that much, yo? These people are weird. They're obsessive. They are control freaks. Yo, that bothers him that much. God damn.
we having a live stream. It's a black man to a black man. Like, is there something that you're saying that you don't feel confident about?
Nah, bro. Nah,
you got a haircut.
Nah. I got a lot of ops in the political space, bro. So my Twitter.
You think you got more ops than me in the political space?
Nah.
Oh my God.
You don't. Hold on. So you don't believe FBA is structured enough to be able to protect you from at least showing your face on the internet? I ain't telling you to show me your streets you on. I ain't telling you.
It ain't got nothing to do with that. It ain't got nothing to do with that.
So hold on. So FBI really about that, or y'all not about that? Because in my mind, if I'm part of an organization, you see in my face. I don't get why you have to have that type of anonymity. Because and I'll tell you why too. Why it's annoying to me. A lot of your FBA guys in the comment section, it's the same shit. You got an alias. You don't have a profile picture. You feel me? If I'm doing how do white folks right now, you coming off as an anonymous cap. Thank you. That's all I was asking. That's all I was asking. What?
Family, the gaslighting.
There you go. Just to go ahead so you can stop the whole, why you ain't on camera and all that.
Fam. Where I'm from, I want to look you in your eyes, man.
Oh my God!
I was close to you. You feel me? You already started off with the insults. So at this point now, we might as well go lean into getting in busy.
Let's get to it. You definitely went over your 5 minutes, but let's get to it.
Big time.
So you mentioned the KKK. I'm glad you did that. But you said FBA is FBI, CIA, something like that.
Yeah.
Do you identify the Pan-African?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure you well versed on Marcus Garvey, correct?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Marcus Garvey was a Jamaican that came over to the States. I believe he met with an organization called the KKK.
Yeah.
Okay.
You already know that.
Yeah.
So Garvey met with the KKK and hopes to, I guess, collect some funding or some support of getting everybody sent back to Africa, because that was aligned with what the KKK whole ideology was as far as
ACS.
Right. Okay. So
what's your argument?
So we got a known Pan-African.
Let him finish.
That working directly with the KKK, but you accusing FBA of being a CIA organization?
You think every Pan-Africanist agree with Marcus Garvey?
Oh my God! You think every FBA?
Garvey he was the one that was put in the rap.
Is your argument that Pan-Africanism equals KKK? I want to be clear. I'm gonna understand your argument. What's your argument? What argument are you making right now?
My argument was, you mentioned that FBA as if we're some type of, working with CIA, FBI, something like that. But it is well documented that Pan-Africans have been working with the KKK.
Right.
Yeah, 100 years ago. But I wasn't working with them. What I also would say is that right now we have well documented.
I just want to make sure that we was on the same page with that. Right?
We're not on the same page with that. I want to be clear on that. We're not on the same page with that. The argument that you're trying to make is that the Pan-Africanism in 2025 is connected to the KKK. That is a false claim. Right? The argument I'm making to you is that the FBA in 2024 made a lot of pro-Trump claims. That's my argument. I want to be clear. I'm making a literal argument that a lot of FBA guys that I met on TikTok, on Twitter specifically.
So, but what that got to do with the guy you're debating? That's not how debates go. You can't bring other people's arguments to a guy you're debating. You got to challenge his arguments. What are we doing? But he's a 13-year-old vet. Okay.
Align themselves with Donald Trump, the individual that's been endorsed by the KKK. I'm not speaking hyperbolically. I'm speaking literally, there are people in your camp today, in this day right now, that align themselves with Confederate flag KKK supporters. That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
Not 1920 Marcus Garvey. Listen, man, I don't know Marcus Garvey. I know the founder of your group though. He got a lot of politics that I would love to just eat alive. So Let's be intellectually honest when making arguments.
Got you. So the KKK was founded by what political party?
Democrats.
Okay. I just want to make you said that FBA. You said FBA is aligning themselves with Trump, right? But then you just acknowledge.
Can you make some arguments, bro? Like can you make your arguments?
I'm saying, conscious. You saying stuff. You saying shit, but you kind of jump in loopholes a little bit.
Right now, you're using the same. Right now, when you talk about the KKK and Democrats, it's the same speaking point of literal Republicans being like, hey, but you know the Democrats start the KKK. Listen, I'm a black independent. I believe that the Republicans and the Democrats are always trying to make niggas dependent. I believe whether you live in a red state or a blue state, they love to lock up and kill niggas at the same rates. When we talking about George Floyd that was killed in a blue city, in a blue town, or we talking about, you feel me, Ahmaud Arbery that was killed in a red city, a red town. This little bipartisan politics you're saying to me, it's not responsive to the black experience. We know that whether you live in the East Coast or the West Coast or the Midwest, niggas being locked up and killed is very consistent. So you trying to play this little bipartisanship game with me, you're being intellectually dishonest, my brother. Because what we know is that right now, the KKK didn't endorse Kamala Harris. KKK endorsed Donald Trump. So you trying to walk back, you know what I'm saying, to the late 1800s, you're not being real, bro. It's just not being real. It's just not being real. It'd be more likely for me to go to a Republican party and see a Ku Klux Klaner there than me going to a Democratic. And be clear, fuck Democrats and Republicans. Easy. Like, make arguments.
I'm just trying to make sure we're on the same page, bro. Because
I want to make sure I would anything. We're on the same page though, because right now you're being dishonest, bro.
All right, you said that FBA, we
right, but your leader,
supremacy.
Yes.
But your leader though,
whatever it may be.
Yes. Do you have a response that says that the FBA did not align themselves in 2024 with Trump 2024? That's the argument I'm making. I want to be clear on that. That the argument I'm making is that the FBA aligned themselves with Donald Trump via fuck the immigrants. And I'm saying that y'all care about hating immigrants more than you loving your own people. I want to be clear on this. I'm making the claim that the FBA in the election of 2024 overwhelmingly aligned themselves with the same party that the KKK did.
No.
That's the argument I'm making. I want to be clear.
Yeah, it's not true. The data doesn't support that, bro.
Show me the data. Show me the data disproves it.
Black Americans, if I'm not mistaken, 92%.
No. The fact, no. Your organization is FBA. I'm a foundational Black American. I don't bang FBA. No, I'm talking about people. I'm talking about people that have on their Twitter FBA with the American flag. I'm not talking about you trying to claim the entirety of Black Americans being FBA, because you know that's not true. That's you're being dishonest, bro. I'm talking about FBA. Hey, fam, everybody don't identify with FBI, bro. You said what?
It's not an organization.
All right.
What's the difference between Black American and foundational Black American? What's the difference? You put one word in front of it.
I'm a Black American that was born and raised here in America that got this right here. I'm telling you right now, I do not agree with none of the ideology of the group known as FBA. If you got FBA, those acronyms in your goddamn bio, I do not identify with that shit. As a matter of fact, I know every nigga where I'm born and raised in Bryan, Texas, do not identify with your political ideology of FBA. So I want to be clear, people watching this. Right now, he's trying to be dishonest and claim the entirety of the 92% that voted against Donald Trump and being like, that's FBA. That's not FBA, bro. I'm talking about your organization, your group.
See, no, that's the thing. Y'all trying to make it seem like FBA is some organization. It's not. It's a lineage. Like, you don't have to apply. It's a lineage. You don't have to apply for FBA. Like, it's not some. You don't get a membership for it. You either are or you're not. You're either a descendant of slaves from America or you're not.
Cap, so, bro.
This idea that
you're not being real, bro.
But that's exactly what it is. Like, what's the difference between FBA and ADOS?
You tell me. It's different fractions. It's no. Hold on. Come back. The FBA is a friend. The people of the FBA left ADOS for disagreements.
It's still the same thing. It's all lineage based.
So you're being dishonest, bro. Right now, you're being dishonest. Right now, you hoping that I don't have enough information on this to be able to call you out on bullshit. What I know, the two fringe groups that refer to themselves as ADOS and FBA, y'all have public disagreements. I'm both. I am both a African descendant of slaves here in America. I'm also a foundational Black American. I don't subscribe to either of your politics. So I'm making a distinction between my identity and my ideology. Right now, I'm saying the FBA is a particular ideology. Those Black women that voted for Kamala Harris would not identify with your ideology. So let's be real. You feel me? Let's be real, bro. Let's be real.
You don't have to subscribe to something to still be a part of something, though. Like, you don't have to.
So am I considered FBA? Nigel, am I FBA?
Yes. Yes.
Even though I'm disagreeing with you every day. So I'm FBA, even though I'm telling you I'm not.
That's the thing. You are FBA.
So, family, I don't know where this went. It was supposed to be a debate, but I told you it was going to be a shit show, apples and oranges. I knew this guy is too dumb to have a debate. Okay, all these credentials he claimed he had, and why the credentials are always extra. It ain't just, hey man, I got a bachelor's or I got this. It's always, man, I got double PhD. I got a bunch of babbling, and this guy is just dumb as they can come. And now he reduced FBA to a gang. Like, you got to believe everything that everybody else believes, which is a dumb statement because we believe in a whole bunch of different things. That's why when we get together, you'll see the disagreements. You think we're all Patrick Mahomes fans? You dig?
Even though you don't agree with majority of the ideology that the FBA is pushing, you're still an FBA.
But you are acknowledging that there's an ideology that FBA pushes, correct?
But every group has an ideology. That's like,
he's pointing fingers.
So would you not consider the KKK as a part of the white structure?
Yeah, I would totally disagree with that because I would say, well, if that's true, then why some of us are Democrat? He said some of us are Republicans. That's what he said. Some of us go for Trump. And how about some of us don't? Like me, I didn't vote for either one of them. So how am I part of an ideology when I ain't vote? And a lot of FBAs didn't vote for either one of them, and some did and some didn't. So that kills this ideology thing. But Chinese people we could say they got an ideology, which is to get hair shops and rest salons and nail shops, Chinese shit shacks. So I mean, with that logic, white people have a agenda, collective agenda. That's team white supremacy. Tether's got an agenda. So, bro, you got this. So if we got an ideology, so do you. And your ideology is tetherism. Shit, my fault.
Hey, this I know you're being dishonest. The KKK does not allow for any white person to be on there, especially if you disagree with their ideology. The KKK is not going to let Rainbow Coalition join a movement just because they're white. You have to agree with the ideology to make it into the group. Like this, you're being so not real, bro. It's almost making I don't want to have a comment. Like, well, you're not being real.
No. That's what I was trying to get you to understand. That FBA is not a group. FBA is not a group.
It's an ideology, my boy. You agreeing with me. You say conscious. Even though you don't agree with the ideology, you still love the lineage. You're making the distinction between the ideology and the lineage. I'm making an indictment towards the lineage and say that you niggas ideologically care more about saying fuck black immigrants more than you love black Americans. A simple argument.
Black immigrants one time in this conversation.
Fam, this whole entire live stream is about immigration. Matter of fact, your last speech.
You understand that immigration is not just black immigrants, right? You understand that it's not black immigrants. There's more than just black immigrants, right?
I'm talking about. I'm centering this conversation. Black immigrants, the black experience. That's what I want to be clear on that. I'm centering. I'm not talking about Ukrainians. I'm not talking about Israelis.
Why not? Because those are immigrants, bro, and it affects.
I'm talking about black people, bro. And I mean, not just too. White people treat white immigrants a lot different than they treat the black ones. As a matter of fact, right now, while Donald Trump is trying to say that all immigrants are bad, he's openly allowing for white South African immigrants to come into America. So even it needs to be acknowledging that white people that's born and raised in America still view the kinship of other Europeans throughout the world. So y'all FBA dudes want to play games. Meanwhile, we're getting slaughtered throughout the world. Throughout the world.
So again, bro, I think you just kind of summarized everything, right? You are FBA. whether you identify with it or not. There's 50,
just like the white man, whether you want to be it or not, your name is Kunta.
Bro, either you're from the lineage or you're not. Like, we're not making exceptions here.
Man,
Even
listen,
though me
man.
and you don't agree, we don't.
My name is not Toby, bro. My name not Toby, man. My name is not Toby. In this instance, is Kunta Kinte, and you trying to tell me what my name is, bro? You acting just like a white man. I'm telling you, I don't fuck with your identity or your ideology, and you telling me this. Even if you like, no, nigga, no.
Yeah.
Listen, bro.
So I would say, okay, well, what do you identify as? See, I give the FBA brothers some credit, but you got to know when you're talking to somebody dumb. I was okay, you're not FBA. What do you identify as? And use that against them. Like, yo, what the hell is that? And how is that definitive? FBA is definitive. It explains an ethnic group that experienced specific harm from the United States American government. What does whatever you claim you are, how is that specific to your ethnic group? And then he'll start rambling. Oh, yeah. I wish this coon come over here.
I was born before the ideology of FBA came. So my existence, my perspective,
I was born before African American came.
Understand of being black.
Okay, see, family, with that and that, brother, you were not born before black. Okay, so I was born before African American. But you'll call me an African American. See, his arguments are garbage. This is not a guy with master degrees and a whole bunch of other foolishness. This guy is stupid. And this is why he only send invitations. He don't accept them because he'll fully be exposed on Smiles podcast. He's allowed to get around and talk this talk he's doing because he's the judge and the debater. He's telling a guy he lost. It's like, yo, that sounds good, but the public decides who lost and who won. And this debate, I don't know what it was called immigration. Now it's everything but immigration. Then he said he's talking about immigrants, all immigrants. The FBA brother ain't doing a good job of emphasizing illegal immigrants. He said immigration is the Black American problem. He did a horrible job explaining that. He kept talking about Donald Trump calling the enemy within. He said it was foundation Black Americans, the enemy, or could be. But when I looked it up, the enemy within was clearly his political opponents. So like this guy is just lightweight.
It predates your whole ideology of FBA. This FBA shit is some new shit. You see what I'm saying? It's some new shit. It's some shit that's FBA ideology is younger than Twitter.
Bro, do you understand that FBA, all it essentially is doing, you understand what it's doing, right? The whole concept of FBA.
I'm sure that you're going to tell.
My fault. Let me read some chats. Okay, so I just got here. Is this the person debating conscious flee? Is he credible? I'm not impressed by his style. The guy, this FBA dude, his face looks familiar. I believe he's okay. He's not bad. Like he's learning. Like he's a young guy, and there's only one way to get good. Is to get out there, because I got good that way. You feel me? I was out there. I think my first public debate was like a draw. And then I got in the winning column after that, but it's really hard. And sometimes I got lucky. Sometimes I just, like, I'm calling out their best, and I had to beat up a bunch of minions on the way, and that helped me out, actually. Had I got to their best, I'd have probably lost right away because I really wasn't ready, but that didn't happen. Like, the ancestors or the FBA glow was guiding me, and it had me go through the right channels. But the brother's learning, but I would encourage the brother to go watch other debaters like myself and Tariq Nasheed and see how we debate and our style, what we respond to, because you're letting the guy get away with a lot of things that could have made your life easier. For one, he's calling everybody black. You should immediately took the black away from him. Two, he kept saying immigrants being attacked. He should let them know, no, only illegal immigrants. You cooked them. The young dude cooked them on the civil rights thing. But he should have kept reminding him. And another thing, what you want to do with guys like this, you want to keep reminding them when they were wrong and you had to correct them, because he's a guy that like to gloat and look pretty in front of his audience. So you got to let him know, hey, you know you were wrong about this. Hey, why you think that? So you got to keep rubbing and smearing in his face when he was wrong, because he's a guy that's driven on ego and foolish pride.
me some like some reconfigurated narrative that tries to claim that the FBA goes back to the slave boat or something, but it's like I disagree. The whole point of us having this debate right now is for me to outline the various ways we disagree. Like, I don't think you really care about niggas being deported. You care more about immigrants being deported. You feel me? You still have not said nothing about niggas being deported. Donald Trump said he gonna start with the enemy within. He gonna start deporting homegrown criminals.
See, family, he made that up. Like, that's when I would say, bro, can you pull up a source to your screen? Because I don't believe you, and you just made that up, bro. And that's your interpretation, the homegrown. We looked it up, who this talking about. It's talking about his political opponents. But I would like to get his interpretation. What made you believe that? And he keeps saying N-words, ninjas. Ninjas don't mean Black Americans, so he's allowed to get away with certain things without clarification. Like, bro, why do you believe the N-word is just for Foundation Black Americans? You know, I see white folks call themselves the N-word. I see Indians over here in the northeast. You feel me? So yeah, but again, the dude is young. He's okay. He'll get better.
Criminals. You don't care about that. You care. What about the other immigrants?
Will only Black Americans be affected by that, or would every criminal in the system be affected by that?
Are you all out? Like, I'm talking about Black people, bro. Like, why do you have to bring up everybody? I'm talking about Black people, bro. You say you don't care about
you gotta take Black people away from him. A lot of these tethers, family, you cannot let them believe they are Black and you cannot let them believe that other tethers are Black. You gotta take it away from them immediately. No, man, no. And right there, I would have cooked them. Just let them know the only Black people are foundational Black Americans.
people. Right now, I'm talking about Black Americans. Why do I have to extrapolate?
I'm saying you're making arguments as if it will only directly impact the Black community.
I'm making arguments to say that it was
and the brother made a big mistake to accept this guy's word or homegrown. Never accept the tethers. Make them always prove what they said. Share your screen. I don't believe you. Like Tariq Nasheed does. Share your screen. I don't believe you. Hey, where you get that from? I don't believe you. Like, I'm going to play his debate with a guy earlier. Tariq, I was hollering. Yo, oh my God. He made one of the funniest jokes ever for me today in his premiere. I was hollering. Like, yo, that was funny. But always make them prove what they say.
Impact the Black community based off of how criminality is mapped onto our bodies. Well, that Black people are 3 to 5 times more likely to find themselves convicted of a crime. So if Donald Trump says he's going to start next with the homegrown criminals, yes, nigga, I'm saying that we are going to be disproportionately impacted.
And Donald Trump didn't say that. He was speaking about political opponents, and I would already see what the brother right here should have did was looked at it right away. Like I did. I looked in 3 seconds, I got the full context, and I would have shared my screen or even read it and say, hey man, you lied. Donald Trump was talking about political opponents. Look right here. Look. Okay, now you tell me where he was talking about something different. And criminal does not equal Black American. That he talking about white supremacy, white nationalists. That's a white nationalist talking point. When you hear criminal, you automatically think Black Americans. I'm like, yo, that's your hatred and disdain for foundation Black Americans. We don't equate to criminals, my guy. So this guy, I'm a little more experienced. 17 years in, you dig. I had like 300 debates in like 1 year, something crazy like that. So I'm a little different, but I'm well experienced. That's why, like, you could hear the experience coming from me, Tariq Nasheed, and other people. You can hear the UC Lex Vortex is really good at debating. You could hear the experience coming from us. You see Ex Architect is pretty good. Jibril Builder, $5 super chat in the building. The lineage love is present. Thank you very much. He says, even his forced accent is terrifying. That's funny. That's a good word. Just like Deontay, this cosplay is distasteful, stale, and lame. Right. And he's only cosplaying because he's allowed to call himself Black. That's their finesse, family. I thought about it. I said, yo, they're going to forever be tethered on to our lineage unless we detach them from Black. And let them know, yo, you are who your parents were. and your parents are who their parents were, and their parents are who their line is. Okay, if you're from the Caribbean, that's who you are. Give a damn how long you've been in America. And if you're from Africa, that's what you are. I don't give a damn how long you've been in America. The only people who are foundational, the only people who are black, are the people who are native to the United States, and that's us. So not only are we foundational Americans, we are native Americans. We are native to the United States of America, right? So that needs to be known. The brother will get better as long as he tune in over here and other spaces similar. He'll be able to articulate himself. If you guys were around when I played my video, when I called in the Star Report and I explained, I went in over there. Like, that's how you do it. Like Tariq says, like, get your thoughts together before you call in. Now, in defense to our young brother, this guy, Tether Lee, was all over the damn place. But the young guy is like learning, like, let this be a learning lesson, go back and watch this video. Now, the young guy still won. Tether Lee was all over the place. He took the L. But the young guy let Tether Lee get away with too much, where aesthetically it appears, it can look like Tether Lee is doing better than what he actually is. It can appear that way. So when I debate, even though I'm winning, I don't even let you get the appearance off. I want your countenance to be weak. I want you to be rage quitting, rage baiting. It's a whole strategy to this.
By being criminal and therefore being deported. It's just a straight line.
Testifying is crazy.
Who's most likely to find themselves convicted of a crime? Black people. Okay, so when he says he's going to start with the homegrown criminals now, how many black people do you think is impacted in that? You think that if you point out, well, some white people are going to be like,
his black people, he's including Tethers, and I don't do that. You won't get that off over here. Also, I was able to, I played Tarka Bay yesterday where he was misrepresenting Dr. Claude Anderson and with his fish company and his fish endeavors. And I had did a recap of that, and it was so easy to like pick him apart. I might play a little here before I get off as an example of how to dismantle these guys. All these guys are weak. If you're against FBA, I don't care how smart they sound, family. There are weaknesses in their arguments. All you got to do is just be patient. It's there. Fact check them. You'll pick it apart. Tarka Bay made a fool of himself coming at the Dr. Claude Anderson. It showed how his research skills are piss poor on the same level as this guy right here.
That matter? Does that negate how many black folks gonna be like taken away? I don't think it does.
So you're saying that immigration as a whole is directly going to impact Black Americans, specifically if Trump decides that he's going to deport homegrown Americans to foreign countries and jails and prisons?
Yeah, that was my third argument. My first argument was him overturning birthright citizenship is the direct line impact to black people because that's how we get our citizenship. It's through birthright citizenship.
Okay, so again, he's misrepresenting. He was challenging people who were anchor babying over here, being illegal and dropping off kids. So it wasn't about nothing. None of that stuff was about foundation Black Americans. Nothing. But that's him also gaslighting and framing. You got to call it out. Like, that had nothing to do with Black Americans. Prove that. Like, that's dumb.
Trump is
he's not overturning nothing, my guy. He was because we already solidified. Like, we fought in the Civil War. Like, we carved our spot. So he doesn't even know that.
He's going to thinking about Latino people or whatever people are talking about. I'm saying it's going to have an impact towards us. Just like you acknowledged in your speech that there were other people that was able to take advantage of birthright citizenship. It's like, yeah, white folks had no issue. And white people was coming from Europe to go to Ellis Island. They have an issue, though, when you come from Central and South America. My point in bringing it up is that equal protection under law means there's going to be different ways the law becomes applicable to different relationships or different experiences.
I want Tether to call up. I feel like beating on him.
It does not negate, though, that black people will be disproportionately impacted by it.
Again,
this doesn't.
I'm trying to see how you correlating that birthright citizenship is directly going to impact Black Americans when it was created for Black Americans, but it's been used for immigrants to come over here and have anchor babies. We're not immigrants, so how would it directly impact us?
Okay, so he said that wrong. All right, hold on.
But it's been used for immigrants to come over here and have
he should have said immigrants are exploiting it to have anchor babies. And like at the Chinese who got caught, yeah. So he said that wrong. You got to say immigrants are exploiting it to have anchor babies. You know, they're getting over here illegal. They come in here as asylees, and asylee is somebody whose case is pending. They're not yet a refugee. They're trying to be a refugee. And as their case is pending over here, they'll have a baby. And now their baby is anchored in citizenship. See, and this person is here as an asylee, or somebody who snuck over here and had a baby, and now it's 14th Amendment. So you got to represent it more correctly like that and say, yeah, that was a loophole and it wasn't intended for those people.
We're not immigrants, so how would it directly impact us?
Yeah, it was really intended for if somebody's going to exploit it, at least you got to be legally a citizen over here, somebody fully assimilated. It doesn't apply to Somalis fleeing, Eritreans fleeing from their homeland, seeking temporary asylum, seeking status.
When the law is overturned,
you saying that if he rescinds birthright citizenship, therefore that's going to make every Black American now an immigrant? Like, what are you saying? Like, what would that do? Like, how would that work?
I'm glad you asked a great question. What I'm saying is that Black people having our citizenship legally codified by the 14th Amendment, birthright citizenship, that if he overturns that and the courts agree with it, there are going to be residual impacts on the Black community. At that point, us being immigrants or not being immigrants becomes persona non grata. It doesn't matter.
Speculation. That's your interpretation. That's your tether mindset. Nope. I disagree, and you can't prove that. That just how you feel.
Anymore. Now it only becomes under his interpretation of the law. What can he do? Right now, I'm sure you don't know this, but right now he's also talking about Donald Trump talking about suspending habeas corpus, meaning I can take your ass to jail for whatever reason, no due process. What I'm telling you is that based off the history of Black people,
again, everything what he's saying is about illegal immigrants. It's about the whole context is illegal immigrants. And he's trying to tether that onto foundational Black Americans. It's not working.
You're going to be the most victim, most criminal, most desperate, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to how these things operate. I want to be clear on that. I'm saying that when you reverse precedents or laws, unless that law is going to say accept Black Americans, we are going to be impacted by it.
Well, I could argue that the 14th Amendment needs to be ratified in the sense that there needs to be specific language that it was intended for a specific group of people, because it wasn't intended for everyone. It was
so do you know that equal protection under law is a cornerstone in this country that says that if there's a law in this country, whether you're Black, white, poor, or rich, you have to abide by this law and or be protected by it.
Now that had nothing to do with what the brother's saying. The brother's saying some laws need to tighten up. For example, the Second Amendment, right? A lot of states where you had a right to bear arms, you were allowed to exercise your Second Amendment. But there was other states like California, a lot of Democrat-ran states, New York, New Jersey, where you were not allowed to carry arms. So your Second Amendment was it was being violated. And that was overturned with the Roe v. Wade thing. You dig? They looked at all that stuff. So what the brother's saying, FBA brother's saying, is that there's some constitutional laws that certain amendments that need to be re-examined because they're being exploited and they were not intended to be for certain people.
This law, you understand it, right?
Correct.
So when you say that they have to go back and ratify the law, what does it mean and say it has to go to a specific group if you're acknowledging that constitutionally it is equal protection under law?
Well, the main argument about the actual amendment is the subject to. That's the jurisdiction of. That's the main argument. So people are trying to Is that not what they're arguing in the courts? That's where the loophole was created?
Instead of arguing about a loophole.
That's the whole argument for rescinding birthright citizenship. That's what they're trying to argue now.
I see where it's going.
And they've been doing that for a while. They've been trying to argue that little language in the amendment that says subject to jurisdiction of, right, which then allowed immigrants to come over here, whether that was through visa sponsorships, programs, whatever it is, have children on American soil, and all of a sudden those are American citizens. So again, birthright citizenship was created for the descendants of slaves specifically. Now, has other people been able to benefit from that? Yes. Has it become a problem for the Black community? Absolutely. Because I believe just up until February 2025 was the first month in, I believe, 16 months in the US that we had more American-born babies born than foreign-born. So literally all of last year and maybe a few more months, 16 months straight, there was more foreign-born babies in America than American-born babies. And you tell me that does not affect the Black community?
I'm telling you that you've bought in to a way of viewing this country through the eyes of white people, and you don't acknowledge that ever since white people have been in this country, it's been more foreign-born babies than native babies. And now one of us indigenous. You're not indigenous to this country. I'm not indigenous to this country. Nah, that's what we're talking about. You didn't acknowledge the port.
Moving the goalposts once again.
We're indigenous to this nation, though.
Yes, within his nation. Within his nation. Within his nation. Like this.
Thank you for the super chat, first class citizen. There is no due process for illegal immigration. Right. Yeah, this guy is wilding. Like he's conflating what Donald Trump speaking on immigration to standard citizens. Like this guy is crazy. National citizens. No, dude, that's you. And that's why either he's a tether himself or his wife is, or one of his parents, somebody really close to this guy is a tether. And this is why he's 10 toes on proximity tethering.
Concept of foundational Black American, right there.
Like this now, fam. But it's like y'all framework of foundational Black American is so devoid that it doesn't acknowledge how people like Donald Trump is a third generation, second generation, you feel me, European man. Y'all allow for second, third generation Europeans to claim American identity with no issue at all. But when it comes to Black people doing it, they tether.
Okay, hold
on.
Me?
So the question becomes, how far we got to go back for a person not to be considered
let's explain the difference. We don't control whiteness. White people control whiteness. We control Blackness, okay? And nobody's going to come to this country and be inherently Black. You're going to come to this country as the person you got here. You came here fleeing from a country. You fled from Nigeria, you're Nigerian. You fled from Somalia, Somalia, you're Somalian. You fled from Ethiopia, you're Ethiopian. You see how that works? You fled from Jamaica, you fled from whoever, that's what you are coming here. The country you fled from, that's who you are here seeking refuge. All right, nothing changes. All right, so if white people want to include other people into whiteness, as they've been doing, and they also been including dark people into whiteness. You got some Africans who are white, Mexicans who are white. You got a lot of people who are not European, Anglo, and they're being classified.
But also, this like,
white.
How come you
That's
got
not
this?
our problem. That's your white people problem. All right, and I'm sure they'll work that out at some point, but that's not an issue for us. We're looking out for ourselves. Who's misrepresenting our ethnic group, our data? You know, we that matters to us because we're being manipulated by misrepresentation and underrepresentation in regards to our ethnic group.
Towards Donald Trump.
You understand?
White folks are like, for the Black folks watching this, when we start telling white people about their people owning slaves, how many white people love to point out that their people didn't own slaves? They were just German immigrants. They were French immigrants. They were Italian immigrants.
Okay, what does that mean? Tethers make the same statement. They be saying, hey, slavery doesn't count because I wasn't there. Check this out.
Them to slavery as opposed to seeing it as, first of all,
they're doing the days of slavery.
Descendants were That were lied. No.
None of us were there during the days of slavery. So whatever story they have taught us, we don't sold it, that your brother sold you. I wasn't there. You weren't there. So
sounds like a white supremacist. I never had slaves. I wasn't there. So yeah, my guy, that worked against you. Your tether friends is saying and sounding just like white supremacists.
Of slavery. So whatever story they have taught us, we don't sold it, that your brother sold you. I wasn't there. You weren't there. So we don't even know what truth is. And even if it's the truth, how many years ago have it been? Some of you have forgiven the white man, but you refuse to forgive.
Sounds like white supremacists, my guy. That didn't work out for you.
And think about how every time you hear about the notion of birthright citizenship, how it's not directed towards those good old second, third generation Europeans that love to tell you about how their parents were immigrants. Or think about it like this. When y'all up there in Detroit, or you feel me, you in New York or you in Maine, how come our news don't crystallize and don't criminalize the white Canadians the way they do them brown folks down south of the border? Nigel and FBA.
I don't know a brown person in the south of the border. I see a lot of light white. I see the whole looking people. Ryan Garcia looking ass people. Hey, bro, I don't know what you're talking about.
Ever be real and acknowledge how racially charged
and guess what? That's them. That they gotta address that. That got nothing to do with us, bro. We're not putting on a cape for nobody. So if there's somebody brown or yellow being targeted, okay, man. I hope they work that out. I hope they fight against oppression. You dig?
That's the reason why they start to say, well, if white folks say fuck they immigrants, then black folks say that too. It's like, well, white immigrants get way more privilege than the black ones get.
Again, there's no such thing as a black immigrant. That's your way of trying to tie us to immigration and immigrants, my guy. Immigrants, no, you got African immigrants. Don't they say, hey, Nigerians are the most successful immigrant group, right? Isn't that the language? They don't say, hey, blacks are the most family. This is not the phrase. The phrase is not blacks are the most successful immigrant group. That's not the phrase. The phrase is Nigerians are the most successful. That's actually a sentence. The Nigerians are the most successful immigrant group. That's how it's said, not blacks. Right? So yeah, so keep that energy. Ain't no black immigrant. You guys come from different countries and it's okay.
So I appreciate you, bro, for giving me this opportunity to come up here respectfully.
Appreciate it, definitely. We need to have more conversations. Niggas could have shot it and killed it, and we had a conversation. Appreciate it, definitely.
For sure. Again, I believe that Black Americans, I don't think we have a.
So we end that right there. They're gonna go back in circles. The brother, I'm not gonna give him a hard time because he's learning, and hopefully he'll be a beast in the future. You feel me? But I want to talk about this right here because this was kind of funny. Hold on. This was funny as hell, actually. Because tethers, they do not give up. FBA News and Updates is the channel. Subscribe. Make sure you like the video. The Cash App at the bottom. You can support, donate, super chats there. You can share. You can hit the notification bell. You dig?
Because there were Black Aboriginals here too that they enslaved.
Do you have any proof of that?
Yeah, I do. You got your AI up. You got Google. You want to prove it? I prove it right now.
Yeah. I can prove it. Yeah, because I want to see what was your language before. What was your language before
there was so many. Sir, we still use indigenous language over here to this day. You know that?
Tell me what those languages were. What was your culture? What was your food before?
Some of the names of the states. Some of the names of the states. Alabama.
Those are Red Indians. Those were Red Indians.
No.
Those are Red Indians.
Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, what does that mean? Tell me what that means.
That means Black Warrior. Look it up.
Tuscaloosa means Black Warrior?
Black Warrior, yes. Since you want to holler about Red Indians, look up what I just told you and read it. Read it to me. Read it.
right, give me 1 second.
Yeah, his typing skills is like sassy as hell. That's loud.
Oh, this is Austin from Florida. Oh, this is that Austin. Yeah, he's a. Oh yeah, I just realized who this was.
Sassy
Yeah,
typing,
Austin. He's a
man.
tether. He's not FBA.
No, I am FBA, man.
They
I'm
got
not, I mean, I'm
long gold
Black American,
fingernails
but I'm not
on.
FBA. I don't agree with the
You're not.
foundational term, and obviously many people don't.
No,
Many people.
Slow down. Don't start trolling. Just read what I just told you. Read that.
The name comes from Muskegon Choctaw language and refers to the Native American leader Chief Tuscaloosa.
What does it mean?
Warrior. Lusa means black, and Tuska means warrior. Let me see. Let me ask a follow. Let me ask a follow.
Right. Okay. Now let's go deeper.
No,
Stop. Okay. Now you're trying to Google yourself away. Okay. So let's go deeper. Come on now. He's typing away now. He's trying to debunk it now.
It says no. The name Tuscaloosa has nothing to do with modern Black African descended people. It comes from a name of the Native American chief Tuscaloosa, who came from the Choctaw Muskegon words.
No. Okay, you just stop babbling. Nobody said nothing about African descent. Nothing. Okay, because there were Black people here who weren't African descent.
Can I finish reading it? It says, in this context, Black did not refer to race the way we use it today. It likely referred to things like dark war paint, symbolic warrior status, or descriptive title or nickname. This did not have anything to do with Black Americans, sir. Nothing to do with Black Americans.
Yeah, they're not going to call you a Black warrior if you ain't Black.
Sir, you have Black people today. You have a wide shotgun nose and nappy hair. Those are West African features. Right. They're not indigenous. Right. Those are not indigenous American features, sir.
Yeah, you're babbling. Stop it. Okay, let me give you some more proof. And why don't you be honest about where your family is from?
I'm from here, bro. I can tell you my last name.
No. You're from an immigrant background. That's why you never get on camera. But okay, let's do something else. Let me give you some more proof. Because the people who told the truth were the Spanish and the Portuguese when they came to the Americas. Let
me fact check that too.
Okay, all right. You know, the Portuguese were here before the English, the Portuguese and the Spanish.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Right. When the Portuguese went down into South America, which is connected to North America and Central America, they had a term for the enslaved people. Okay? I want you to Google two words. Google Negros de Guinea. Okay? Negros de Guinea. Got it? Austin, are you here? Austin, hop on. He's probably Googling right now. Austin, I'm trying to teach you. I'm about to show you proof, Austin. All right. Austin, I don't have him muted. He's not muted on my end. He muted himself. All right. Austin, did you Google it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What are you doing over there, Austin?
Yeah, nah, my bad. I got disconnected. What were you saying? You said Google Negros de Guinea or something?
Okay, do this. Are you looking at AI or something?
Yeah. This is open source, so this is very credible.
Got it. Okay. Not a problem. Google Negros, Negros.
Yeah, of course. I know how to spell it, sir.
Just in case. Negros de Negros de
Guinea, yeah, okay.
Okay, but then let's do two words. It's Negros de Guinea and then Negros de Terra, Terra.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what does it say when you put in Negros de Terra?
It says those are Spanish Portuguese terms that from the earlier colonial period used to distinguish between groups of Black people.
Okay, let me say this, family. I'm going to predict to you these two words that Tariq Nasheed has this tether Google. I've never heard these words before. You dig? Like, this ain't my realm right here, history. This is Tariq's. But those two words, I'm predicting I'm going to destroy a lot of tethers and Pan-Africans and Daffodils ducks that ever come over here. I researched that stuff. I start to think, remember, I'm very good with patterns. I researched this and it checked out. But I also remember other things tethers would say with similar wordings and they will champion it. So I'm like, wait a minute, that's a contradiction. How do you champion that where It's the same word, and you go against it. Oh, so the family, I'm telling you, all I'm gonna say is remember these two words, the negro, whatever. Remember these two words. I'ma cook the hell out of Pan-Africans, tethers, and daffodils, all of them. So he just gave me a nuclear, hydrogen bomb. It's over for these guys.
Refers to,
and the first person that's gonna get this work, it might be Tether new. Okay, but he's done because I'm also get him with Dr. John Henry Clark.
Africans brought from the Guinea and nearby parts of West Africa, blacks of the land and blacks from this land. That's what it translates to.
Right.
So no, it's not proof. It says Negros de Guinea means Africans brought across the Atlantic. Negros Criollas, blacks born in Americas, and Negros de la Tierra or whatever, locally born or locally identified as dark-skinned people.
Yeah, they call them blacks of the land. These are the black people who are already here. They made a distinction.
No, it says blacks born in America, though. It says blacks born in. It's all has to do with the transatlantic slave trade. They did not believe indigenous. And wait, if you believe in reparations,
okay, now you're just making up shit. Okay, you're not going to do that,
sir. I'm looking at the proof.
No, you just made up your own damn definition.
I just read you out the definitions.
You just put your own shit on it. It didn't mean black people who are Negros de Terra meant blacks of the land, meaning the black natives, and it was specifically distinct from the blacks from Africa.
No, it says locally born or locally identified as dark skin.
You don't understand. He's still being cooked. Yeah, yeah. Some people don't understand when it's the L. So now, is he doing what Tether Lee does? Oh, you lost. You lost. Nah, it's just that, you got cooked. Like you got beat up. You said one thing. I showed you this. You argued that. Okay, cool. I went here. Okay. Oh, this grip a little tighter. You feel me? Now the dude is stuck. He's stuck now. Now he can't admit it. And I'm going to use these two. Just wait till I get to that Tether new guy. Family, this is more confirmation on my stance that we're the only black people in the world. My stance was already tight before. But these two words, oh my God. It's over.
Don't say that.
I'm looking at the definition. I don't think I can turn on camera right now.
Show your screen. It doesn't say that.
Just look it up, sir. I'm looking at the definition.
Okay, everybody, y'all type Negros de Terra. It don't say that. Okay, there you go. All right.
Wait.
Lying about what the shit.
All right, so family, I'm telling you, that right there, he's done. I mean, not him. All tethers. Anybody who dare challenge me when I say we're the only black people, they're done. Because I'm going to roll them down. That right there, the logic. This negative thing. Okay, they're done. They're done. Because there's no way. Yeah, I'm going to put them in a position, family, where there's no way to maintain two positions. So even when they do argue one, they're giving up the other one. Kind of how Tariq Nasheed had them. It's like, wait, so if you give up one, you lost the other. If you argue the other, you lost this one. So either way, Tariq had him in a way where it was lose-lose. And he realized that. That's why he started laughing and lying about the definition. He put him in a lose-lose situation. And I'm going to take that. I'm going to do it different. I'm going to do it differently, though. Okay, because I argue something different. I argue that we're the only black people. And I'm going to put people in a lose-lose situation, similar to that, but with the same words. It's going to be beautiful. You'll see. All right, but yeah, good job, Tariq Nasheed, on that one. Cooked them. Now this is the tethering turtle.
Keeping demonstration. He was trying to penetrate Africa for the United States government. Listen to this. Florida fishing fleet could fill nearly limitless markets by exporting underutilized fish to Western Africa nations. A spokesman for the State Federal Commission says those trash fish are a dietary staple in those countries. Claude Anderson. Claude Anderson is working for the government, saying we're going to send trash fish. We're going to send trash fish to African countries, and we're going to make some money for the United States government. This is what I'm trying to tell you. See, the whole thing in a nutshell is this. The whole thing in a nutshell is this. I'm not making stuff up. I'm not sitting up here telling you something without showing you receipts. This is what he said according to this article, and he's being quoted. It says, Friday Anderson is the co-chairman of 5 state coastal plains regional commissions. That's what the guy said that he was a success at. This is what the guy said on Twitter. Exposing the frauds. Are you here? Show him this article. Listen to this. Commission members include the state of Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. Anderson added that the developing nations of West Africa, including oil rich, he's trying to get oil for the United States.
This is a stupid man. Oil rich means he's trying to get oil. Oil rich is he's describing the country. You got some countries that are gold rich. Okay, you got some countries that are nuclear energy rich. He's describing the country as oil rich. He's trying to get oil. No, fool. What would Dr. Claude Anderson need oil for? He don't have an oil company. He got a fish company. He describing the country as an oil rich country as it is. Family, listen. Look. Remember, I'm doing my live later or sometime later or about Shell and BP and Nigeria, the connection. So he's describing Nigeria is an oil rich country. They got a huge they have a huge history with Shell and BP. You know, the British people. So he's describing the country as oil rich. Oh, he's trying to get oil, people. And if he was, so what? He's not. But if he was, why can't he do business with Nigerians? Okay, but remember, he said trash fish and underutilized fish. Now, this is the language in that industry, but we don't expect a talking tethering turtle to know that. Trash fish in that industry is slang. It's not slang for poison, all right? It usually means fish that Americans don't buy much because it's bony, small, or not trendy. There isn't a big U.S. market for it. People here in America prefer salmon, tuna, shrimp, etc. It does not automatically mean it's tainted, unsafe, or unfit for humans. Okay, in many countries, including parts of West Africa, i.g. Nigeria, fish that we Americans ignore can be a normal staple there, even a delicacy. So trash fish means low demand in America, not bad for humans. That's a market term, not a health warning. This guy is a fool.
Oil rich Nigeria are virtually unexplored by U.S. business. You see, this is the foreperson of colonization in modern times. You know what I'm saying? So the way that the European get into African countries, even during the time of slavery, they send one of our own. In the same way that infiltration happens to us on a daily basis, it's always one of our own. You follow what I'm saying? So he was working for the government trying to penetrate Africa in order to bring a fish market into Africa. And as I
to sell fish?
So Moochie yesterday, who knows what them fish are tainted with? Who knows? Anyway, it goes on to say, Nigeria, Anderson accompanied Regional Commission Trade Commission to Nigeria, designed to explore markets for seafood and commercial fishing equipment.
Let's unpack that, family. He said, now he thinks trash fish is slang in that industry. That just means we don't rock with that, right? So, here in America, that's not a delicacy over here, but fish is big in West Africa. That type of fish. Okay, so now look what he said. The government penetrate Africa. So visiting Nigeria with a trade group to explore seafood markets is not penetrating Africa, stupid. If you call a business trade penetration like he just did, then everybody who's doing business abroad is a colonizer. So anybody, Professor Small is a colonizer because he's over there with hotels. Are you stupid? Okay, so he's spinning business to penetration. And don't forget, he just said tainted fish. This is a talking turtle, a talking tethering turtle. He says, who knows what the fish is tainted with? Family, that's fear mongering. Okay, that's fear mongering. That's killing his credibility and integrity. If the fish were exported commercially, they still have to meet basic handling rules, fool. And Nigerian importers aren't just taking any old fish. You got to stop. You got to stop. It's a talking, tethering turtle.
Equipment. During the November visit, the delegation visited 3 Nigerian cities and met with approximately 100 Nigerian businessmen. You feel what I'm saying? Somebody said you got to remember his stance, though. He feels like we should hold any allegiance to country. We should hold any allegiance to Africa. Well, one minute he says we should hold, and another minute he said we not. He's a bunch of contradiction, brother. One minute he says we need to be native Black Americans and we need to do our things without the influx or influence of nobody else. And then another time he says, early on, he said that. So he bounces back and forth. And this is...
Okay, see, they have a contextual problem. So I'm going to cook 2 goofies at the same time. I cook Tether Lee, now it's the talking tether, the talking tether turtle. Dude, it's context.
Is the blueprint of what we see in Tariq Nasheed. One minute he's Pan-African, the next minute, oh, you say should not. One minute he's Pan-African, the next minute he's not. But either which way, Sean W., one minute he is, one minute he's not. Right? And I'm going to show you in a minute. So look, this is Claude Anderson. This is the FBA godfather. This is the FBA godfather. This is the one that the people made me research. It goes on to say that the industry, hold up. It says the industry, let me go down some because I don't want to stay stuck on here. It says, Mr. Ratfield tells me that he could sell 1 million worth of fish each month if it were available. They're trying to penetrate Africa with these trash fish that Claude Anderson says. Trash fish. This is what I'm talking about, man. This is no more than colonization. We're food now. Trash fish, he call it. He says, he goes on to say.
You heard him? Trash fish, he called. No, that is the terminology in the market when it comes to fish, okay? This is a fool. A fool. Okay, so now this was a simple, quick Google search. Oh my God. Done with a fool, man. So you can see exactly what I typed. Define trash fish, and I meant to put in the fishing market. In the context of the fishing market, trash fish refers to fish that are commercially caught but considered undesirable or low of value. These fish are often not sought after for culinary purposes and may be abundant but are not typically consumed. The term trash fish derives from the Old French word trasier, meaning to throw away, indicating something of little worth. In fishing, trash fish can include species that are too small, undesirable, or have little market value, often resulting in bycatch that is discarded or unappreciated. Yeah. So in America, they're considered trash fish, but we just saw in West Africa, if they don't want it, they're not forced to buy it, fool. Dr. Claude Anderson go over and say, hey, I don't they negotiate before? They don't just come to West Africa with 1,000 pounds of fish. Hey, you want here? Take this, buy. No, hey, we got this fish over here in America. And obviously, it's Nigeria has we just read West Africa has a market for it. This guy's a fool.
Bradford tells me that he could sell 1 million worth of fish each month if it were available, said Anderson, adding that Radford already has reached an agreement to begin exporting approximately 720,000 pounds of fish to Nigeria each month. Remember, he said those trash fish are a dietary staple in those countries. This is why I'm telling you, when you have someone like Claude Anderson, when he used the term like those countries or stuff like that, it just doesn't go down right. But let me finish. Anderson also said that the fish will be sold in Nigeria and compromise a large so-called underutilized species. So they're going to sell fish that United States don't even consider something that we want to
not serve, something you want to sell to our population, because we don't want those fish. They got too many bones. We don't like that. So we got whitings over here in New Jersey. We eat whitings over here. The bones are light. The bones are so light you could just eat it. Like, you will never taste the bone. You're not coughing. You're digging like that. Like, so, but we fillet fish. Like, certain fish can't be filleted. Just too many bones. So I think like perch or one of those fish got a lot of bones in them, and they're bought up. But out here in Jersey, that's not a main delicacy. Perch and porgies. No, I'm telling you, like a fish. We like bass. We like catfish. Things with too many bones, we're not going to eat. But evidently, people who eat dogs, people who eat dirt cookies and gorillas, yeah, fish might be a step up. Bony fish might be a step up.
This population, or however you want to say it. He talked about croakers, sardines, and they are not high demand in the United States, but selling these fish to Nigeria, listen to what it says, will not only provide the Nigerian, now here is the flip side, that they always got to make it sound good.
All right, so family, I'm going to end it on this.
Provide Nigerians with a badly needed source of protein. Nigerian been around for millions of years, and now you got to give them a source of protein. Nigeria existed before the United States. The people existed before the United States, and now they need a source of protein. Listen to this.
Yeah, listen to that. He said before the United States. United States is 1776. Nigeria is like 1901. This guy said Nigeria was around millions of years before the United States. One more time. Tell us how long the United States has been around. Nigeria. One more time.
It sounds good. It will not only provide Nigerians with a badly needed source of protein. Nigerian been around for millions of years, and now you got to give them a source of protein. Nigeria existed before the United States. The people existed before the United States, and now they.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. Family, I'm going to end it on that. That's how bad of a researcher he is. He's trying to find something on Dr. Claw. He looked at certain words. I got him. Trash fish, unutilized. No, stupid. In America, we don't eat certain things. And dogs and cats, if they were on the menu, they would be also looked as trash and underutilized food for us, the American consumption. But we will make a killing selling rats. Hey, y'all Google rats as a delicacy in those Asian countries. I ain't judging, but rats are coveted over there, man. They love rats in the Asian countries. That's a delicacy. But when your name is Taharka, the talking, tethering turtle, none of that's gonna make sense to you. It's a Illuminati government plot. Family, with that right there, man, we gonna hold on. Yeah, so we're gonna talk later. I'm gonna try to go live a little later. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure, matter of fact, we will go live because I want to do Nigeria BP. So we'll go live a little later. Make sure y'all like the video, support the channel, click the notification bell. This Nigeria BP, you're not gonna miss this one because I'm gonna show you how the Nigerians outside of the tribes that we know of, the Hausa, Fulani, I'm gonna show you another people that you never heard of who delineated and sought retribution, compensation in Nigeria without including the Nigerians. They delineated for compensation in Nigeria. You don't want to miss this. So hit that notification bell, subscribe, share, whatever you want to do, and also donate to the channel. And we out of here, family. We out of here. I'll see y'all a little later. That talking, tethering turtle, he did it again.